It was a cool, clear night in November. Fall was in the air, and it was the perfect night for a night adventure with Steve and Frank. And so I texted Steve and Frank. They were both down, that was set. I also got Colin to come over, along with Chad. We agreed to meet at the Coldstream Beach parking lot, as we all knew where that was. Steve claimed my neighborhood was way more lit than his farmhouse that he lived in, and that I could definitely agree on. We met at the parking lot and all decided decide on what we should do for the night.
Man, I'm trying to do some crazy ass shit tonight. I'm trying to get the cops called and shit,
exclaimed Steve. Hey, let's not do that, said Colin. We don't want to get in trouble.
Man, that literally be the point. Besides, the popo can't do shit,
he exclaimed. How about we go ding-dong ditching, I said.
Perfect. Once I ding-dong ditch my abs house, don't ever fuck with me again.
Your ops? Steve, we're in like Banderville in the suburbs. The fuck you mean ops?
Man, you motherfuckers wouldn't get it. I'm in the hood, and I came from the hood, motherfucker.
Yeah, Steve is white, by the way. He's always talking about doing weird hood shit, but we all knew it was just a facade that he likes to play. Anyway, he did like the idea of ding-dong ditching, though, but Frank was a little unsure.
You think ding-dong ditching's a very good idea? Bryson, man, why always be the biggest bitch? Why the fuck do you even come with this? All you can do is complain and whine. I'm just making sure the future of the cheese balls is secure.
Frank, you're never making any sense, I said. Anyway, let's go, guys. We got to our first house, which is an average-looking house right by the parking lot. Guys, seriously, we do not want to go near that house, I warned. Colin agreed with me vigorously, shaking his head.
Man, why not? It's the whole place, and I found the perfect hiding spot.
Hiding spot? You mean you're not going to run away? Steve, you do know what you're getting yourself into, right?
Man, fuck you, bitch. I'm well with this shit. I know what I'm doing.
Steve, I'm warning you. Do not ding-dong ditch that house. Besides, if you're hiding, you're just risking it even more. Now, you may be wondering what Colin and I were advising against ding-dong ditching that house. That average-looking house, right next to the Coldstream Beach parking lot. The reason being was because that house was no one other than Herbert Ernie's house. Oh yeah, that's right. The man himself. The man, the myth, the legend. Steve, seriously, Herbert lives there. You know what he's done in the past?
Man, Herbert Ernie man can't do shit. I'll beat his ass if he comes outside.
Frank didn't seem to mind, but Steve was all in for it. Chad had neutral opinions.
I'm gonna stick back here with you, bros,
he said. Chad, Frank, Colin, and I all waited back behind a tree, while Steve went in for the Herbert house. He rang the doorbell quickly and ducked behind a bush right by the front door. Man, Steve is an idiot, I mouthed to myself. I know, right? Said Colin. It took a few minutes, but soon the door opened. And just like that, no one other than Herbert Ernie himself stepped out onto the front stoop.
Who dares ding-dong ditch the house of Herbert Ernie?
He said mysteriously. For a while, nothing happened. Steve kept crouching. But Herbert didn't look like he was going anywhere anytime soon. I couldn't believe it, but before we knew it, 10 minutes had gone by, and Herbert still hadn't left the front stoop. He just stood there, breathing heavily, doing nothing. He was the stillest we'd ever seen a human being be. I could tell Steve was getting anxious. He was crouching in a way in which his knees were probably on fire from crouching like that for so long. I got out my phone and texted him. However, that was a mistake because Steve had left his ringer on, and as soon as I texted him, we heard his phone go ding from the bush, and Herbert immediately picked up on this.
I heard something. I know one of you boys is there,
he said. Just then, Steve couldn't take it anymore. He got up from his hiding spot and booked it back towards us, revealing our exact location to Herbert.
I see you boys. Come back here. You must face the consequence for ding-dong ditching the house of Herbert Ernie,
he exclaimed. Run! I shouted. We did just that. We ran to the opposite end of the neighborhood before hiding again. Herbert ran by us screaming as he did so. He then disappears out of sight. Whew, that was close, said Colin. Steve, I told you that was a bad idea.
I know that,
said Steve. Okay, from now on, you do as we say, okay? We're just trying to make sure that this night goes smoothly, I said.
My bad, man, my bad,
said Steve. It's funny because he was acting all defensive now, but whatever. Let's continue with the night. We continue to decide on ding-dong ditching. However, before Steve does a house, he must now get the approval of Colin and I before he does so. We did a few more houses, but eventually got bored due to lack of results. We had a few old ladies come out to try and chase us before giving up. One man in a white tank top and a beer belly chased us for a whole 2 miles. We didn't stop running until we had reached Vanderville Creek in the woods. That's how far that man chased us, I'm serious. It was the most scary thing we'd ever gone through in our entire lives. We hid in some bushes, and luckily, the man gave up on us and went home. I'm sure he'd had quite the long walk home, though, but, that was kind of on him. It was already around 10 p.m., and we were getting cold, so Chad suggested that we hop in his whip, the Brovertible, and get a late-night brunch at Bro Hop. "Let's hit a Bro Hop, bros," he said. I don't know how, but Chad's Brovertible seemed to appear out of nowhere, like he never drove it over here or nothing. We got on the road and headed into the town of Vanderville. Bro Hop was pretty empty at that time of night. There were only one other family in there besides us. We ordered our food and looked forward to eating, as we were all pretty hungry. We hadn't had food since dinner, which was quite a while ago for a lot of us. Here's what I got. In terms of drinks, Colin and I got waters. Chad got a root beer, Steve got a Mr. Pibb, and Frank got a Sprite. Now for the food. I got steak and eggs. Chad got a meatball loaf burrito with cheesecake donuts on top. Colin got a salmon with vegetable platter. And Steve got chicken wings. And Frank got a huge-ass turkey leg that was like the size of a microwave. I'm not even kidding. "Oh, Frank, there's no way you're going to be able to finish that all," said Colin.
You can just take the rest home for leftovers,"
he said. "Frank, that's not even going to fit in the leftovers box."
Seems like I gotta eat it all then."
"Frank," I said to myself. Anyway, we dig in and eat. The food was pretty good, to be honest. At least mine was, for Bro Hop standards. I would say the steak was good, and the eggs were fine. We're all done with our food and now waiting for the check. Just then, a figure wearing a circus outfit with a top hat emerged from the kitchen. And guess who it was? It was no one other than Herbert Ernie himself.
"Hey there, Morris. You thought you could get away with the consequences of me now? The house of Herbert Ernie,"
he said. "Oh shit, hide." We did just that. We didn't know, but Herbert had probably already seen us. But we wanted to be safe. We all crouched under the booth we were sitting at. Herbert then started searching the restaurant, searching under each and every table. Soon, he got to ours.
"Well, I knew you boys were heading around there. Come on, it's time to go into the bathroom and get funky."
We had no idea what Herbert meant by this, but by the sound of it, it wasn't good. "Run!" I said. We all burst out of the bathroom. Oh shit! We all burst out of the restaurant without paying, but it was whatever though. "Quick, get in the car!"
"Come on, man, drive,
Steve exclaimed. I fiddled with the keys, but eventually I'm able to start the engine and speed out of there. And yes, I was the one driving Chad's Brovertible, as Chad claimed he was too full to eat, which didn't make any sense, but that's besides the point. We hopped onto the road and on the Highway 270 south towards Washington, D.C. However, soon, we see the lights of Herbert's minivan slowly trailing behind us.
"Oh shit, man, pick up the pace."
I pick up the pace from 70 to 90 miles per hour, and that left Herbert in the dust. However, soon, our car started sputtering. The engine started, and I saw black smoke arise from the engine. I pulled over and got out of the car to take a look. However, that didn't last long, as the engine was soon magically better somehow. But as soon as we got back into the car, just like that, Herbert Ernie pulled up right next to us. He didn't do anything. He just took a big vat of syrup and splashed it on the car.
"Get hit with Ernie syrup,"
he exclaimed. "Oh shit, let's get out of here," I said. We hopped back in, buckled up, and got driving again. However, I feel like there was an extra weight on the side of the car, on the right side. We look and see Herbert Ernie. Not only that, but his tongue was stuck to the side of the car via the syrup. "Herbert, what the fuck?" I yelled. Was all he was able to exclaim. I pulled over again and called the cops. 5 minutes later, the cops arrive and Herbert was taken away. That then concludes One Night Adventure Disaster.